Hell, Zamint. Peace, gods and goddess. So within the last set of videos, I've essentially been antagonizing the point that by assimilating and integrating into the American society, we have essentially nullified our reparations argument, you understand, and our ability to act as an independent nation. This video is to essentially um, statistically prove to you the role in which we have accepted. Because when we integrated, when we assimilated into this society, you understand, uh, our role did not change from that of the role that we played when we were brought here on ships and when our people were enslaved here. You understand? The role has not changed. We are still slaves. This is just modern day slavery now. You have modern day indentured servants. You understand? The white people within this nation are essentially just indentured servants in a sense, um, because as the world modernized under the view of what modern society should look like via the European, you understand, slavery did not go anywhere. It was just changed and more accepted. You understand? It was more looked at as the way of life because you have to work a job to pay your bill, etc., etc. We can go down that whole rabbit hole, but I'm pretty sure if you are even watching my video, you understand that. I don't need to explain that. But this is to reveal one to you and to keep antagonizing the fact of your role, black man, black woman, of your role in this society and how you are still a slave. You understand? Because in the last video, I showed that um, as far as crime statistics, you understand, we do not represent a lot of hardly any of the crimes. You understand, especially the more heinous and violent. It is that of the other race. You understand. Um, but yet we are still heavily targeted for the punishment of these crimes. You understand, and I mean cases from way back then should have been evident of that, right? Um, Young black boys, back in the 30s and stuff of this nature, being locked up for the raping of a white woman. You understand, but a white man has done it. You understand, and these young boys are falsely accused. They make TV shows about it, etc., etc. They have been showing us who we are to them in this society. Okay, the statistics are there in the paper, and I am just here to point that out now. And so going forward in this video, we are talking about how, even in current times from 2023 to 2026, the statistics that show you that we are still here to just do the work that they do not want to do. We are still the slaves, you understand? So this brings me to the point. And of course, I wrote this down in my notebook because, again, you understand, this is for my own memory and my own knowledge. So let's set the tone, essentially, okay? The unemployment rate, according to the economic policy website, you understand, the black unemployment rate as of 2024 is two times that of white unemployment rate. Okay, so off the rip, within the last 2 years, the unemployment within the black race skyrocketed. We are pretty much among the highest. Okay, so we represent the most incarcerated, while we also are representing the most unemployment. We are being locked up, and we are being denied jobs, and are being able to work. You understand? Um, to even paint a bigger picture of this, you understand, according to the Legal Clarity website, the workforce is pretty much composed of 70% white workers and 13% black. So not only do we have high unemployment rate, but inside the workforce we are a very small number. So as you can see, the crabs in a barrel effect is beginning to be framed here. You understand? Uh, we have very limited opportunity. You understand? And when you do have the opportunity, you essentially have to fight amongst one another to get so. Now, let's talk about what type of jobs you actually do get once you get inside the door. Okay, and now these statistics are coming from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, so this is according to 2023. Okay, management professional jobs. You have 44% white and 36% black. Okay, now obviously that is still a high number for black individuals. So in this category, you see we are somewhat being represented. Then you have service jobs, okay, which is only 15% white and 22% black. Now, immediately from here on out, what you're going to see is that the less desirable jobs, whites are not working. The more labor field jobs, the more physical labor jobs, the more frontline jobs are not being worked by uh, the white population here, mainly by the black population and quite naturally immigrant population that won't even make it onto a statistic. So let's move on to transportation, production, and labor. It's only 12% white and 17% black. Now, again, like I said, these numbers, even for the black population, may be smaller, even though they will be greater than the whites, which is the point of the video. They will be smaller in general because as America has found the key to labor, these capitalist pigs have found the key to labor is to essentially go get undocumented people to do it, and you can pay them virtually nothing, and you also do not have to include them in any sort of statistical charts like this. So let's move on to um, essentially within these service jobs, we're going to go down to the specific works, the specific jobs. You understand? Because this is where the 13% of our workforce is heavily concentrated. Okay, nursing assistants is 38% black. Security guards 36% black. Bus slash transit drivers is 33% black, and licensed practitioner nurses is 32% black. So as you can see, that 13% is pretty much condensed down into service, um, and these high labor jobs. You understand? We are on the front lines. We are doing the jobs that require the most physical labor on the body, while most likely our white counterparts are sitting in some office creating PowerPoints and talking corporate jargon over Zoom calls for about 15 minutes before they go to the bar. You understand? And what will support this is what you will begin to see is that in let's see um, in the more higher professional jobs, you understand, like construction managers, for example, you have 90% white. You understand, farm owners and managers is 90%, 96% white, and even pilots is 92% white. You understand, and so what I am getting at is that we are still doing the labor. You have not stopped being the laborer. You have not stopped being the lower class. And the statistics, if you go look at them, will prove that to you. It will show you that nothing has changed. When we assimilated, our status did not elevate. What you did is just simply accepted being called a slave, but now you are called an American. That is it. But you are still a slave of the society. Do you understand? Even the pay gap, according to the same website, white workers on average are making $1,168 a week, while black people are only making $929 a week. And do you know what inflation? Do you even know what that is looking like and translated to a day to day life? You understand? Um, what you should take away from this, and what I'm going to continue to antagonize and continue to point out before I even begin to talk about what the solution is uh, to be black in America, or to call yourself a black American, is to accept being a slave. I mean, it simply is. It is what you was designed here to do. It is what you was brought here to do. You understand? You cannot uh, see yourself as free, or you cannot see yourself in a respectable manner if you are looking at yourself through the American lens. Because even according to their own statistics, this is where we are at. We are the laborers. We are the lower class. Do you understand? It does not matter where you are or what community you live in. You understand? You make up a certain percent of that percentages that I just named. You understand? That is it, and that's all. That is the clearest way that I can put it. You understand? There is no other way that I can sugarcoat it. These are straight from their websites. You are not American. Stop calling yourself an American. Or if you're going to continue to do that, you might as well call yourself a slave. Yes, sir, Mr. Boss Man, everything. You might as well do the whole fucking do. Because that is what you are here. That is what you are to these people. You're a fucking bus driver. Okay? You're a fucking nurse, a nursing assistant. You're a CNA. That's all the fuck you ever be. You would never be a surgeon and things of this nature. How dare you think you can work from home? How dare you think that? Go work. Go get outside and go work in the cold, in the blistering cold as a fucking postman. Go work for your fucking pension check. Go out there and work. You don't have the right to sit at home. You're a fucking slave. And that is what they are telling you. And then we're not going to pay you shit. We're not going to give you nothing compared to what we are paying them to sit around and play on the fucking computer, to sit around and make bullshit PowerPoints, to sit around and put fucking data into bullshit Google Docs. That is what the fuck they get paid big money to. And they do that shit till about 3, 4 o'clock and then go get drunk the rest of the fucking day while you are working 12-hour shifts driving up and down the fucking road as a bus driver or as a train fucking conductor. You understand? This is what you accepted. This is what assimilation integration fucking got us. Think nation.